Hello, welcome to the Long Island weather update. After a brutal day across the area, slowly starting to cool off. You could see just how bad the air quality was. It was just a generally hazy, hot, and humid day. I mean, you could tell by looking at the satellite. Look at all the haze over us, and maybe some of it from some wildfires. I do see some wildfires in North Carolina over here, but just very bad air quality, very humid and warm. And absolutely atrocious today. Not my kind of weather at all. Just a hazy, hot, and humid summer day in late April, which is, ridiculous to have. We even had some thunderstorms that popped up across the area. We'll get to that. But first, let's go over what we got going on outside right now. And the thunderstorms have quieted down. You notice the temperatures have started to drop now. Got 64 in Carl Place. On the South Shore, it's so much better. 61 in Wahontor. So they're around 60 degrees, upper 50s. Suffolk County also down to the upper 50s. But in my alley from hell, yeah, still 70 degrees. Well, unbelievable. It's just actually, the minute I got off the bus here in Mineola, I could feel the temperatures just go up. And then get higher and higher. I got to my neighborhood, my particular block. And it's the hottest block in town. And it's just like a sauna out there. It really is like a sauna. Talk about the severe weather now, or the severe thunderstorm that we had, which might have had a possible tornado, and I'm surprised that there wasn't a tornado warning issued because this was around 6 o'clock. You could see that there was a hook echo right here. This is my post that I made up, a hook echo. You could see this was the image before that one. You could see the hail, a lot of hail with this storm, and you can see there was a hook echo right there, and this is what it looked like at the, hang on, I got the pictures. I got the pictures over here. Let's go over here. Grab them from here. So this is the picture from the Tappan Zee as the storm was approaching. You could see what looks like a wall cloud right over here in this spot. So it was definitely, I think, it was trying to produce a tornado. Take a look at this image as well. It's even clearer on this image. Right over here, you could see that. Definitely, I think it was trying to produce a tornado. Definitely a tornado. Possible tornado over right over the Hudson. And we have some more radar images that I'll show you here. This is from Ventusky, rewinding the radar. Take a look at this. This looks like a tornado to me. I mean, look at that. That's a clear indication of rotation. I am really surprised the Weather Service really missed the ball and did not issue a tornado warning with this storm because it was definitely, may not have hit the ground, but you can see, look at how fast it developed too. It just popped. Look at that. I mean, To me, I think it had a tornado, or was trying to produce a tornado. Then after 6, it started moving south, and then it kind of just weakened as it moved out to the north shore of Nassau. Okay, it was just a shower. Once it looks like a shower did wind up going over Oyster Bay, and then it just fell apart. The other thunderstorm activity we had today was down in the Coney Island, Staten Island area. We had some persistent thunderstorms. One developed around 4. There's another one around Newark around that time. In Brooklyn, you could see that there was some thunder, and then they just kept popping in that same area right there. So that was really, really interesting. Not a whole lot going on the radar right now. In our area, you'll see that there's this frontal boundary here that's just kind of wash out over us. Looking at the weather map, you can see we got the backdoor cold front coming through now, though it hasn't made it into my alley or my neighborhood yet. It's probably going to not cool off until the morning. Those of you in a normal living situation should be able to turn off your air conditioners in an hour or two. If actually most of you can probably turn off your air conditioners right now, but not me. So you can see we've got this other front over here. So let's talk about how hot it was today, because it was a brutal day today, and very warm. And we're gonna go look at the highs across the area today. Most areas, I think, made it into the 80s, and you can see temperatures generally. And you can see how much warmer it is in New Jersey at this hour. You can see, look at that, still around 70 in Toms River right now, as well as the city's actually cooling down. So you're already starting to see the effects of that backdoor front. Just hasn't made it into my hot neighborhood because all this is like a concrete. I mean, this whole block is just unbelievable. This is the inner city. But anyway, you can see temperatures where I live made it up into the mid-80s. Mid-80s today. Very hot. Hotter than LaGuardia, 85. I mean, really, LaGuardia was 86. JFK was 82. And then even as you made it out to Islip, it was 81, 84 at Farmingdale. 81 at Shirley, 82 at West Hampton. Even the Forks got into the 70s. And right on the shore, looks like they managed to still get up to 70 degrees, which shows how warm it was. And then the city, also 87 at Central Park, upper 80s as you got into Jersey. And let's see, Toms River got up to 88 at the airport. However, in the town, it was 82. So a little further west of the Parkway, it was hotter. 90 as you go into interior parts of the Pine Barrens there. Very hot. At the shore, they had 70s. Absolutely incredible. And, you know, what made it really bad is the humidity, obviously. Looking at lows, there's not going to be anything remarkable here except that the lows are very warm. Lows are in the mid-50s, ranging from the mid-50s to around 60 in most locations. So very much above normal. Let's look at precipitation. We'll look at the 12-hour precipitation, see where rain did fall, mainly with that cell. Looks like, yeah, that cell actually produced 0.60, 0.63 around Tarrytown there. So that cell did produce some heavy rain, but it was very isolated. Most places just didn't wind up getting much in the way of any rain. But it's these dew points that really just make it oppressive. So if we go look at Farmingdale, you'll see the dew point's 57. It's very high dew point. Dew points were in the 60s for a time today. Yeah, in the afternoon, 60s. Yeah, we had dew points up into the mid-60s, actually, in the afternoon. So very, very humid, very disgusting conditions. Just absolutely, it's something if you like the warmth, okay, but with this humidity, you can keep it. This is horrible. And then, of course, Miller Air Park was even more brutal than that. Let's see how bad the dew point got up to there. And like I said, they're still at 66 right now. Dew points also made it to the mid-60s there as well. They were mostly in the mid to upper 80s throughout a good part of the day. That hazy sunshine, just showing you what it looked like out there. You could see kind of hazy sunshine we had. This is at Argyle Lake in Babylon, where it wasn't all that much cooler here in the afternoon. It was still very humid. It didn't really start cooling off until on the South Shore. It's like 5 or 6. Then we had some Anvil blow-off. You can see again all that haze. This is remnants of one of those showers that was over Staten Island. And then later on, we could see the remnants of the thunderstorm. This is what was left of that severe thunderstorm that may have been trying to produce a tornado right around the Tappan Zee there. So, yeah, really, that's impressive right there. But as far as where I didn't get any thunderstorm action at all today, unfortunately. Let's take a look at some of the Earth cams. I just want to take a look at some of them, and we'll just take a look at, particularly I'm interested in Coney Island, the Coney Island one, because I want to see if they got into, let's see if we can find the Coney Island one. Where is it? Did they take it away? Well, we may not have it. Yeah, I don't see it here. Well, maybe it's in the New York. Maybe it was moved over to New York City. Oh, it looks like it has been taken away. Oh, well. Oh, there it is. No, it is in the New York City. My mistake. All right, so let's rewind this to around, let's see, 3, 4 o'clock. That's when those storms were popping off around Coney Island. And we'll see what the skies look like. You can see that hazy sunshine today. All right, don't see much on here. We'll go to the 4 to 5. Actually, that's the one I should have picked. My mistake. I don't know. Storms actually probably never made it over to Coney Island. Mainly over Staten Island. They're very small, isolated cells, which is why you don't really see a whole lot of rainfall. You can see it was raining there a little bit, but these storms kind of just never really made it. They were very slow-moving, very isolated. Just kind of the heat of the day type of storms that you get. That you get around this time of the year. So let's go to our statistics for the day. And take a look at this. All right, so look at that image. Yeah, you can see that there's that storm from the New York. Oh, okay, so that's that storm that was over. All right, we'll have to go back to the Earth Cam here because they're showing. It's the New York Harbor Cam. They're showing. Actually, I should have looked at that one. I mean, there was an active day in parts of our area, just not here. All right, Harbor Cam. This is the one we got to look at. So, There was a thunderstorm, which you probably could see that thunderstorm right here. All right, this is actually the first one here, 3 to 4. Let's see if we can see the first one that actually came through. Because I actually might have gone over the Statue of Liberty or very close to it. Doesn't look like it did. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the shower. You can see it. That's the first one there. Very small, very isolated type of deal. It's 5 to 6, and then maybe there was another more intense one over here. Oh, yeah, there. Yeah, that's really cool. And then you could see this next storm blowing. So they said they caught a rainbow on it, so there was a rainbow caught on it. But we want to look at that other storm here, because there's the storm that's over there that's starting to grow. That's the severe one. That's the severe storm right here. Look at that. That's a beauty right there. This was around what time? 5:30. So that's the severe storm there that we were watching. That is really very pretty. Look at that. Look at that anvil blow off over there, too. And they got a nice sky. We didn't get into any of this here on Long Island. Look at that. Look at that one go. Yeah, this is the one that was blowing up over Westchester. Oh, yeah, there's the rainbow. You can see it right there. There's the rainbow right there. That's the one that was blowing up over Westchester. I wish that thing wouldn't do that, but you can see the rainbow. And there's that storm right there. I move the mouse over there. It's going to bring that other thing up. But that storm was really impressive over there, that one that blew up over Westchester County. That was really impressive. You can see, again, look at that anvil. That's quite a storm right there that it was. And sure, if you were driving across the Tappan Zee in the middle of that, it would have been quite interesting for sure. So, let's go to the wider view on the satellite. Oh, before I do that, let me go to the here. So Islip got up to 82. Normal high is supposed to be 63, so that's nearly 20 degrees above normal, 19 degrees above normal. The low 59 was 13 degrees above normal, giving us an average of 71, which was... So we were 17 degrees above normal today at Islip. Central Park got all the way up to 87 degrees. Normal high is 67, so a full 20 degrees above normal. And they were about 19 degrees above normal for the day. That's absolutely brutal. Let's see Newark. 86. Actually, it was hotter in Central Park than Newark. Newark got up to 86, and they were averaging 17 degrees above normal for the day. So very warm everywhere, even Bridgeport. Let's see what they got up to. All right, they got up to 78, but still very warm in a lot of places today. If we go to the Wonder Map here, you'll see that you'll see the effect of the backdoor here coming in from the east. So this is what's going to bring an end to this ridiculous day we had. Let's look at the Mineola station. You see just how brutal it was here, because it was absolutely just brutal. So you can see here temperatures soared in the mostly mid-80s all day long. Look at the dew points, mid-60s as well. Absolutely brutal, and not much relief at all. Not really much of a cool down. However, if you were in Babylon, you were sitting pretty by after 4 or 5 o'clock. It started dropping, of course. They're in the 50s right now. We're not enjoying any of that. So let's take a look at Babylon Village here. Let's see if they made it. Let's see if they even made it to 80. Looks like they did actually make it to the mid 80s, but look what happened. There's the sea breeze right around 12, knocked it into the upper 70s. Much better. It's still humid, but a lot more bearable there versus my area. A lot more bearable. And then right on the water, of course, if you were in Fire Island. Let's pick a station here in Fire Island. We'll pick Ocean Beach. They probably didn't make it out of the 60s today. Let's see. Yeah, actually, they did earlier. Look at that. A morning high of 71. Then the sea breeze kicked in, and then they were in the 60s all day. So much, much better for them. And that's, you know, that's what it is when you're on the South Shore. You know, not only you have a better quality of life, but you don't deal with this extreme heat that you got to deal with. And even right on the water in Sayville, they probably had a decent breeze too. We'll see what they got up to. 76, but it was early. Again, 10 o'clock. Look at that. They were in the upper 60s the whole day. Mid and upper 60s. So being on the water is the place to be when you have this kind of weather, for sure. You got to be right on the water. Otherwise, you're gonna bake. You're gonna bake. So let's go now. We'll pull out to a wider view of the satellite, the CONUS view, and you can see what we have here. Here's our big low pressure system, and again, look at the tropical moisture feeding up on this front here. This is actually interesting. You see this little feature down here, like a cold front or something going across here, but you see this conveyor of moisture, basically, that we have. So let's go to the models now and take a look at what we have to come. So we're in this backdoor front, so we're going to have chances for showers, perhaps. You see here in this general thing, just kind of just junky weather, but at least it will have the backdoor front to keep us a little cooler. But there are some chances for wet weather at times on Tuesday, as well as maybe part of Wednesday, the early part. And then we should be dry Wednesday through Thursday and Friday. And then you can see that we're definitely going to be in a little bit. That front just kind of just washes out. So don't expect a big change with that. And then the weekend, we may be dealing with some stall front syndrome, and it might be kind of a crappy weekend right now, at least according to the GFS. More damn rain again on the weekend. But let's go now to the HRRR, which you should have the full amount of that HRRR in here. So you'll see, again, some of that shower activity might break out along that backdoor front. But other than that, it looks like it keeps us dry, but then there's more rain chances that are going to move into the picture for Wednesday night. Like a little, I guess, what's left of that front. And then you can see that there's some more instability showers that pop up Wednesday afternoon as well. So let's show you what the dew points in wind flow look like. You'll see the change as we go into tomorrow. So you see the backdoor front pushing into Long Island, especially pushing into Long Island. You'll see the lower dew points. You'll still see humid conditions over Jersey and off to the west. So you can kind of see where that backdoor front is parked right over Jersey. But for us, we'll be in the cooler air with the easterly winds. And then that pushes even further south and west a little bit on Wednesday. But we still see some humidity around, but it should be cooler with that easterly wind direction. It should keep us cooler. So let's see what the HRRR thinks here as we head into tomorrow. And you'll see it definitely has us a lot cooler. Probably lots of cloud cover for us, but temperatures will only be 55 to 60. Meanwhile, depending on where you are, if you're in Jersey, seriously, you could go from like 50s, cross the line, and now you're dealing with temperatures in the 80s. That's where this backdoor front is going to set up. So hazy, hot, and humid over here, and then cloudy and cooler over here. And then we see that continue into Wednesday as well. Actually, no, the HRRR does warm us up and bring some more sun back into the picture, which could get mid-island locations back up to near 70, but notice that it's a little cooler in Jersey as well. So that's the effect of that front, or whatever we call, is going to come through, and it'll give us a little more sun on Wednesday, I think. Now we'll go to the GFS. We'll go a little further along here and show you what the GFS is doing. We'll go with the temperatures here. So this is the GFS, and then we'll move this along here, and you can see it does warm it back up. By Thursday, we're dealing with temperatures in the 70s. We're not seeing that same kind of heat, however. All right, so here's that little push that comes in on Friday. It actually drops the temperatures down a little more, I think. Let's see what we got here. Temperatures, no, they stay the same, but the air does dry out a little bit. And then as we get toward the weekend, that's this stall frontal. We're going to have a stall backdoor front situation with a low pressure possibly riding along it for the weekend. But let's go and talk about our rain chances again. HRRR really doesn't look all that remarkable. NAM, we can go to the NAM. So here's the NAM, and you can see most of that activity staying to the north. But we will have to watch for the chance of the storm, or shower storm tomorrow night. Probably not as severe as tonight. And then Wednesday, we might start off with a little light rain, and then hopefully improving conditions later on. That's as much as we got on the NAM 3. Let's go to the icon. So we'll go to the icon. You'll see. All right, staying dry, but let's see what the icon does for the weekend. Doesn't look like it goes all the way out to the weekend. I think the 12Z run takes us out to the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So those are the 12Z run, and it looks like it keeps us dry Saturday, but then Sunday we may have to worry about some rain moving into the picture. So let's some miles disagree on the weekend. We'll go to the Euro AI as well. It is definitely showing some rain chances, but if we take a look and see how much rain we're going to get in just the next week on the Euro, it's not that much, only a half an inch. And most of that's going to fall from thunderstorms. The GFS definitely being a lot more robust with rainfall and giving us a lot of rain for the weekend. So the GFS definitely is indicating a really crappy weekend with this low that might kind of sit over us and keep us rainy all weekend long. I'm hoping that's wrong. So let's go look at the sky cover forecast. I'll start with I'll do the RGM, I guess, because this will be a little bit tricky as well. So tomorrow, you see, we're going to probably be mostly cloudy. You'll notice that the sun is out in Jersey, so this is why it's going to be hotter, because south and west of that warm front, or the backdoor cold front that's stalled out, is where you draw it right here. Your front is basically stuck right here, right over Jersey, and on the other side of this line, it's going to be hot and humid like it was today, but for us, we will have cool and cloudy conditions. And then Wednesday, we start off with clouds, and then we see some increasing sunshine toward the afternoon, showing it more over Long Island. And then Thursday, it looks like still a lot of clouds around. So you're looking for any mostly sunny nights, mostly sunny skies. I don't think we're going to be seeing it anytime soon this week with this pattern that we're in, because this backdoor front, the fronts are just washing out. They're not really making it through, and they're kind of just sitting over us. So let's go to the windy.com site, and with this, I'm gonna just show the possibility of fog and drizzle, which I absolutely can't stand. So we got to use this to take a look at that possibility. So we go to the visibility chart. Actually, it's showing us with reduced visibility, which we don't have. But it is, just keep in mind that there could be at the coastal locations perhaps some fog or drizzle. Slight chances. Let's move this into Wednesday. It's showing slight chances, but it could be, scattered patchy drizzle around. You do see that with backdoor fronts from time to time. And showing that also on Thursday. So if I get fog here, it's definitely showing fog. So there could be fog because we have all this moisture around, and that's also leading to fog. Right now, it's not showing fog for Friday. So, yeah, not really, like I said, not going to be a great-looking week. We'll visualize tomorrow on the Ventus Sky site as well, showing you the temperatures, showing you the difference that we're going to see tomorrow again, because there will be a significant difference now. This is the Ventus Sky, and you can see where the front is, and look at that. They're just blazing on the other side of that front. So the front is, like I said, parked right over here. Pretty much, it's actually probably parked right over Tom's River, probably. Your front is probably parked right over here like this. This is your back door front right here. Just drawing this out as best I can. But this is the back door front. You can see cool air from the east on this side of it. And on the other side of it, you got the blazing hot air from the central part of the country. So, and where these converge, this could always perhaps trigger a shower or thunderstorm. Though I don't think we see anything severe out of this. I'll look at the thunderstorm. There is Cape. There is Cape on the other side of that front. So on the warm side of it, there is some Cape. So in these areas, we could see a development of thunderstorms. And with that Cape, some of it could be perhaps severe. There's the lifted index. You can see it kind of tells the story. Let's go to the Storm Prediction Center. That'll be our last thing to look at here. It says no organized severe thunderstorms forecast for today, but let's change this to tomorrow. And it's funny because the thing is missing to move it along. Usually there's a thing that usually shows us the tomorrow's outlook, but it doesn't look like it. All right, let's see. This is tomorrow's day 2, mostly in the Midwest. Doesn't really have any risk area for us. But as you saw today, that doesn't necessarily mean everything. So let me just show you one more thing here. Let's see if they have any storm reports here. And for that, I've got to go in here. I guess it would be a public storm, no, not public information statement, probably local storm report. Yeah, 1-inch hail was reported in Rockland County. So there was hail reported with that storm of 1 inch. Yeah, it was an impressive storm, and again, possibly trying to form a tornado, which of course nobody else seems to want to talk about. So have a good night and stay cool. Well, I think most of us will be cool, but if you're expecting any nice blue skies with sunshine, it's going to be a little more on the gloomy side. Anyway, have a good night.